accounting practices lose hours each week, chasing files, switching apps, managing multiple subscriptions, all just to stay compliant. That doesn't include the frustration of looking for lost documents and cleaning up the pieces after errors from manual data entry and incorrect filing. SuiteFiles ends that chaos by bringing everything together into one secure, cloud-based platform built for accountants. SuiteFiles lays over the top of your cloud-based Microsoft SharePoint storage, which means that you are always in control and ownership of your data at any time. We operate in that traditional file and folder structure that we're all accustomed to, and your client folder list here will reflect perfectly what you have in Xero, whether that's Xero Tax or XPM. Now, when we navigate into client folders, you will have the ability to set these up exactly how you like, but the beauty of this is when we look at the clients in Xero, you will see that not only is there a direct link straight back to that client folder in SuiteFiles, but if we click this new Documents tab, it actually gives you a gateway straight through to this client folder from SuiteFiles. So even if we're in Xero and we add files to these folders, you're actually putting them directly into SuiteFiles, meaning that you do have a single source of truth. The workflow of adding new clients has never been easier. Let's say we add a new client here. We call this one the Xero Test Client 25. Put in all their information, and if we hit save, no longer do you have to go and create those client folders because the integration and workflow will do this automatically. You are able to choose, would you like to create a client folder? Absolutely we would, and you can choose between all of the customized folder templates that you've created, and within a few seconds, we click here, that's been created, and the client's folder is created exactly how we need it to be, all within a matter of seconds. Creating documents from templates has never been easier. Gone are the days of you having to grab a template, manually edit it, and hope that you don't save over the actual template. Instead, in SuiteFiles, navigate to the client folder you'd like to create the document, click Create, Create File from Template, and here you can choose from all of the templates in your library. Choose the one that you'd like to use, and because we're in the 007 Plumbing folder, it's connecting us to 007 Plumbing in XPM. So when I click Enter Field Values, it will automatically populate all of the merge fields with the information in Xero. Now, if something needs to be changed, you can easily change it like this, and once we hit Create, that document is completed, saved into that folder. You can edit it just like any other Word document, and it's even ready for us to send out for signing. We can send this out for signing in a matter of seconds right here in the same window rather than using some other expensive third-party tool. We simply click Request Signature and it will convert this to a PDF if it wasn't a PDF already. So I can show you, there we go. There's the PDF of the original as well. So with the PDF, we click Document Signing and we can come through, and the great news here is that all of your contact details from Xero will automatically populate into the signees fields here. You can add multiple signees, you can set up sequential signing orders, you can even send it to a husband and wife on the same email address and get it compliantly signed. But let's keep it simple today. I'll put my signature on here and I'll get Terry's. I'll come down and add my signature, which is my true signature, and then I will come to here and say, Terry, I need your information here. Once you've added the appropriate fields, the last step is to set up all of the backend features and write the message to the client. Now, no doubt you're going to be sending out a lot of the same things over and over, so why not save those messages as templates? And that means you're going to have that high quality communication every single time. So from here, we can add expiry dates, automatic email reminders so you don't have to follow the client up, and you can CC in recipients, whether that's internal or external, who need to know. Now, once we hit send, there is no more that you need to do in this whole process. SuiteFiles will manage this signing, but now you'll have a dashboard to keep track of absolutely everything. Now, this is a very simple process for your clients to sign the document, but what happens once it's signed is most important. Once the document is signed, you'll be notified via email and you'll be able to come in to the dashboard here and see it's been completed. But the magic part for you is if we go back to that client folder, you can see that the signed copy is automatically saved straight back into that client folder. So this truly means it is so hands-off you once you send it out. So we've created a document from scratch, from template. We've edited it, we've sent it out for signing, all within the one window, and it's taken out 80% of the admin for you. SuiteFiles helps you to automatically save important emails while ignoring ones that aren't important. What you'll notice here, firstly, is that you can access your client folders very quickly with this SuiteFiles panel on the side. If clients send you attachments, you can easily drag and drop them into folders so they're immediately available in SuiteFiles. But when an email comes in, you have the choice of saving it or leaving it be, because we know you don't need to save every single email. So if an email comes in just like this, and it's important, simply drag it into the folder you'd like to save it, and you'll see very quickly that it has a blue tab on it now, which is notifying you that you've already saved this into SuiteFiles for future reference. But the real automation happens when we hit reply or write a new email. Now let's say I've written this reply to Terry. All I do is hit send, and the SuiteFiles will pop up and say, would you like to save this email? Now, if you don't want to save it, click no and get on with your day. But if you do want to save it, it's going to suggest the folder to save it into based on your activity with Terry, and then auto save all emails in this conversation. So as I hit send and file, this has now set a rule up that as we communicate on this subject line, it's automatically going to be saving every single email for you straight into that client folder. So your team can look at the documents, look at the correspondence, and help that client out as needed. Now, one of the biggest time-saving tools in SuiteFiles, in my opinion, is the email templating. Simply click New Email, click on the SuiteFiles panel at the top here, and insert from template. Here you'll see a list of all of the templates you've created for your team. And let's say I want to check that I have all my client details up to date for someone. I can just come into here. I will come in to choose the client to populate it with. We'll go to 007 Plumbing. And then in seconds, that whole email is written for me perfectly and accurately. This is great to build professionalism in tone and consistency across your team, and it's so powerful in not only saving time, but also getting new team members up to date and up to speed very quickly. Collaborating with clients has never been easier thanks to SuiteFiles Connect, which is a client portal that everyone wishes that they had. Now, everyone has used client portals in the past and they're very clunky, almost to the point where people just end up emailing attachments back and forwards instead. But from here, this is what your client will see. It will be a professional, fully branded portal where you can share folders with them. And as you can see, we can share folders across multiple entities all to the one spot. Now, sharing folders is very simple, and we pointed out to you very simply here in SuiteFiles that if the folder is blue, it means that it's currently being shared with the client. So for example, I can come into this payslips folder, and if we look at it from the client's end, they can see the same thing. They can see all the files here, and they can download these files, they can edit them if required, they can even upload, but they cannot delete anything. But if they need to upload something, it's very simple. We simply click upload, and here we will upload the December payslip that had been forgotten. So December has been uploaded. If we come back to your end, and we simply hit refresh on this folder, the file's straight in there. Now, while those folders are great for sharing and uploading things on a regular basis, sometimes you need to do a specific request from a client. And we can do that even in this folder that the client doesn't even have access to. This is empty, but I can come in and click create a file request. I can write in our client's name here, and I can write a message to him to ask him for specific documents. But no doubt you're going to be asking for the same things over and over. And so we can choose one of these. Yes, let's use this document. And I'll pop his name on here. And I can even edit it if I need to. Maybe we've already got document B from him. Here it will be a preview. This will be the email your client sees. But once we hit request file, there is no more that you need to do. The client will come into their portal and see their tasks. Now he can chat to you in the portal if he's not sure about something, and you'll be notified in SuiteFiles. But once he understands what he needs to do, he will come in, he'll upload the documents required. Now he's got no idea where they're going. They're just uploading straight into SuiteFiles. He marks it as done. That's all finished. But when we come back to your end, if we refresh this folder, the files are straight in there. We never gave Terry access to this folder. We didn't have to do anything, yet things ended up exactly where they needed to be. Now, the real cherry on top to this client portal comes from the unique fact that we have all of our document signing, our document storage, and our client portal all in the one spot. It means that the client can come into their portal, click on the Sign Documents tab, and see every single document that they've ever signed with you, which means they're not going to be pestering you for it all the time. So this is a quick overview of SuiteFiles. As you can see, SuiteFiles is bringing clarity to compliance, control, collaboration, and confidence to client delivery. It's a seamless connection with Zero Practice Manager, designed for the work that people are doing in this space. Now, we're not here to just improve how practices work. We're redefining what's possible and how simply it can be done. So we're removing the admin, we're removing that friction fatigue, and giving a great experience to their clients.